Hello everyone and welcome to yet another video on TutorialsPoint with me, Richa. Well, today we're going to talk about how do you create an effective resume. For all of those people who are listening to this particular video, if you are somebody who's looking out for a job right now, you need to make sure that your resume stands out from the crowd, and how you would do that is what we are going to teach you in this particular module. So let us see on the agenda today for us. We will talk about what exactly is the definition of a resume, explain the purpose of a resume, identify the significance of structure of a resume, tips for effective resume, and try to have identifying the do's and don'ts for an effective resume. So exactly what do we mean by the word or the term CV or a resume? A resume is a 1 to 2 page formal document which is submitted to a job recruiter, which highlights or showcases an applicant's work experience, education as well as skills. The purpose of resume is to get an interviewer to really read it and make sure that they like your application. They should want to get to know you better with the help of this resume. Well, the purpose of a resume is simple. It needs you to get that particular job. So if you are hunting for a job and you do get a call for an interview, please make sure that you are making the best of your CV or resume. So this resume is a marketing tool. You need to enhance and demonstrate certain important things which will help you to get that particular job. So it's a marketing tool basically. You need to demonstrate that you are employable, how you meet with the job and the organization's requirement, that you have the right kind of qualification and education which is needed for that job, that you have the right experience and the skills which is needed for that particular position, that you have the right level of professionalism for the job that you are applying for. When your resume talks about all of these things, that is when you really stand out from the crowd in terms of presenting yourself in the right manner. Well, the significance of structure in a resume is very important. Your resume should not be very wordy or very lengthy. Trust me, nobody has the time to go through your entire resume. You need to ensure that a particular structure is followed. So a good resume structure helps the HR professionals find the relevant information that they need as quickly as possible. Resume headings should be well defined and easy for a rushed recruiter to scan. Plus, an attractive, informative resume shows that you are somebody who is a well-organized person in his day-to-day life as well. So make sure that your resume is well structured and keywords are highlighted on that. Well, certain things that we need to keep in mind in terms of the structure: you should definitely have your name, your contact details. There has to be an opening statement about you as a person, what you believe in and what is your overall career goal looking like. Third is having a list of key skills. What are your key areas of really expertise? Your key skills should be highlighted. List of technical or software skills. You also need to have your personal attributes, or your career overview is one of the part of the structure. Your educational qualifications, your employment history, where all have you worked, have you done any kind of work for NGOs or voluntary work, as well as certain references in a resume. Always highlight your resume in a nice manner. So these are certain things you should definitely have on your resume. Well, an effective resume is something which really helps to stand out from the crowd. Let's take a look at this. An effective resume should have the following characteristics. First is powerful accomplishment statements, not just a list of job duties and functions. You need to stand out from the crowd by saying what exactly is the area of your expertise and how are you going to contribute towards the career or towards the growth of the company, or what is your personal mission and vision and how you can relate that to the company's. Strongest skills and qualifications which are listed in the first half of the resume. When I say first half, friends, it's important to understand that a recruiter doesn't have time to look through the entire resume. Hence, all the important points should always be included in the first half. Position titles and placements of employment that stand out. You have to underline or bold these employment or wherever you have worked before. That helps you to highlight the kind of experience you have. Well, it's important to be concise in an email. Nobody has the time to look through an essay of a resume, so you need to make sure that every important thing that is needed to be there is there in your resume, but not in a wordy or a lengthy manner. An average recruiter hardly takes a couple of 6 seconds on each resume, so you have to make sure that everything which is important is there and all the irrelevant things are scraped out of your resume. Well, your font size of a resume is very important. If you write too small or if you write too big, it's not going to make a good impression. So always stick to at least a Arial or a Times New Roman with a font size of not lesser than 11. You must make sure that whatever you mention on your resume, it has to be highlighted. If you need it to be highlighted, you can bold it and underline it. Please do not use different colors. Stick to only black. Well, this is some of the examples of an ineffective resume and an effective resume. If you can see the cross and the tick mark. Well, remove irrelevant and outdated experience. Avoid including anything which has occurred more than 15 years back. Try to keep it as relevant as you can and as less wordy as you can. Set your margins no less than 0.5 inches all around and don't change the page setup from letter suit paper. It's important to make sure that a person who's reading your resume in a hard copy or in a soft copy is able to make understandable of whatever you have written on your resume. So it should be something which is to the point and not too lengthy. Well, certain don'ts of an effective resume you need to keep in mind while you're preparing your resume. These things need to be avoided. Don't overcomplicate things unless you are in the creative industry. All resume truly highlights is 4 important sections, and these sections are summary of your qualifications, your education, the kind of certifications you've done and work experience. It could be technical skills as well. Under these 4 or 5 main headings or topics, your entire resume needs to be made in the following manner. Another important don't is that don't use your resume templates or tables. Resume tables are notoriously hard to change without ruining the formatting. So make sure that your formatting is alright. If you do not, or rather if you're not good at formatting, make sure you get your resume made from somebody who is a professional at it. Don't lie or over embellish, it will just come back and bite you. So make sure that you are as honest as you can be. Do not lie about or do not fake about things which are not true. Well, it only means to say that your reflection of who you are as a personality is something which comes out in your resume. So make sure that you are able to highlight the important things in your resume. Always make sure that your resume is updated with your LinkedIn profile. A lot of times the hiring people or the recruiter definitely goes through your LinkedIn profile in order to make sure that the same person is there on the CV or resume and on the LinkedIn profile. Hence, make sure your resume stands out from the crowd by making sure that it looks absolutely neat, tidy and crisp. Well friends, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this particular module on how to make an effective resume. Keep watching more videos coming your way. Till then, thank you for watching.